What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Muscle Hustle Podcast. I'm your girl, Cokes. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Look, I need them clicks, y'all. Click, click, click at the Muscle Hustle Podcast. Subscribe, click, share what they be saying on Instagram. Yeah, all that. Also, all audio. We are on all audio platforms right now, all right? We got Spotify. We got iHeartRadio. We have Apple. I didn't even know Amazon had podcasts going on there. We on there too. Castbox, you name it, we're on it. Make sure to subscribe. Look. He need his own theme music for real. But anyway, I got my homeboy, Mr. Jonathan, Coach Holland in the building.
What up, though?
Finally.
Doing? Yes, sir. Finally.
For
real.
We've been talking about this for a minute. He's actually been one of the main people who's been encouraging me and actually starting this whole journey. And we here.
We here, man.
What's good, man?
Turning back, man. You know
No, we here. We all the way locked in.
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I can't complain, man. God is good. God is good, man. So
I'm so glad that you're here. It's been quite a ride since I've moved here, and you've definitely been a highlighting factor of someone that's been of encouragement and definitely just a breath of fresh air as far as positivity in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. You're my homie. I told you you're stuck with me for life. So yeah, sorry,
good.
You can't get rid of me. But yeah, Coach, where you from? First off, introduce yourself and tell them where you're from.
Hey, guys. So my name is Jonathan Holland. I'm originally from Mangum, Louisiana. It's probably that small, man.
It sounds like it.
Been living out here for the past, 8 years, man. Been enjoying it. Been living life and, going through every day, with the grind set and the mindset and the process of trying to get better, be better than I was yesterday. So that's my whole motto. So, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. And you make sure that you pretty much stamp that to all your athletes too, because I see the way they're moving. They actually kind of are repetitive in what it is that you be saying. That's what's up though. Yeah. So okay, small town, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. All right, you know my man Solo. Are y'all really related?
We're related.
Wow.
We are. We're really cousins. I know, unfortunately, right? No, Solo, I love you, dog. I'm just kidding, man. No, we are cousins. His mother and my mom are first cousins. So
okay.
Yeah, we are truly related.
So okay, small town, Louisiana.
Everybody know everybody.
Really? Like that?
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
There's a lot of small towns like that in Louisiana, though, because it seems like everybody that I come across, they're not necessarily from Baton Rouge or what's the other spot?
So normally when people think about Louisiana, they think about Shreveport, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans.
New Orleans, that's the other spot.
They forget about the other good spots, you know what I'm saying? Where the actual homegrown, the strength of Louisiana comes from.
Okay.
It's from your small communities, and that's where you get, the different people who end up moving to places like Texas, New York, and California, who people they hone into. They're like, okay, I can see myself being around that person with that type of energy because they're down to earth.
That
they're
culture
good people.
too is also exuded out.
Yeah.
So most of the time when you see folks that be moving to somewhere like Texas, opening up restaurants and things like that. Okay.
There you go.
It all makes sense now. Okay. Yeah. All right. So how did you end up here?
Just a little pre-background before that. How I ended up here was after my NFL days. I didn't want to go back to Louisiana.
Why?
Just needed more opportunity. I love my state. I love my little town, but it's not a lot to do there. And I wanted to, kind of branch out and something bigger and better.
Grow.
Don't like Dallas. Sorry, Dallas. If y'all listening, y'all Dallas people, sorry, bro. And Houston was, Houston's literally right down the street. It's a straight shot from Louisiana. And, I know a bunch of people out here and friends, and Houston was the place to be. So.
Okay. All right. So your family's still back home?
Yep. Mom and pop still at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tend to go back a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You got any siblings?
Yeah, so it's me and my sister. She's older than me by 12 years. I tell my parents, I think it was an accident.
What you mean?
12 years older? Come on, man. But I got everything I wanted. I was a baby. I ain't tripping, though. You feel me?
See, spoiled ass.
I wasn't spoiled.
Whatever. All right. So, you're really more so, you're probably going to downplay this, but based off what I asked thus far, anytime I brought your name up, especially when they were talking about you in your hometown, or, you know, basically anybody that knows you from back at home,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say were, because you still is a big deal. And you don't really tend to move like that. Like when humble is used, I mean, honestly, you're going to see his face, because he don't really move like, oh yeah, I'm Mr. Dundada. Like, but homie actually really has like a staple name out in these streets, and folks be like, oh wait. So I'm going to dive in a little bit more on just how you came about. So football is kind of like your main sport, right? That's
Right.
we're gonna say that's your love.
Yeah, I mean, sports in general.
Sports in general, okay.
Sports in general. So,
all right, so basically you've been active like ever since you was young. Like, is that how that worked, or?
Yeah, so just growing up in my grandmother's neighborhood, in that area, it was just sports. You couldn't stay in the house.
Okay.
Your grandma was gonna kick you out because there was too much noise we was making. It was like, you know, I want to say we had maybe 12 to 15 kids who staying in my grandma's house while our parents were at work. So every day they'll just drop us off, and about like 8 or 9 o'clock, we already causing havoc. So about 10 o'clock, grandma ready to kick us out. So man, so from there, I was always an outside guy. So I stayed out doing, whether it was basketball, football, running or racing, just doing silly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Explains a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. And so moving forward for school, right? You basically high school, I mean middle school, high school, college. All right. What school did you go to?
So I went to Louisiana Tech. That was going to be my first choice. I really wanted to go to LSU.
Okay.
But that didn't pan out. I was kind of really frustrated about this situation. My dad had a long talk with me. He was just telling me, you know, it ain't where you go. It's, you know, what you bring to the table.
Right.
And what you can do or what you can do in that organization can do for you, and what you can get the most out of it. You got 4 years, you know what I'm saying? So just go out there and kill it. And, you know, they're going to, if you want to go and further your career and try to pursue the NFL thing, you know, if you do your thing, then they're going to come find you. If you're good, they're going to find you. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So Louisiana Tech. Okay. And then from there.
Yeah. So after my senior year.
I'm going to pull it out, bro. Like, come on, let's talk about it.
I know, because I really be low key though. I be chilling. So now after my senior year, I had a pretty good 4 years at Louisiana Tech. Made a top 10 play that was the best play of the year by ESPN, by the way. Got the opportunity to get ready and prepare for the NFL draft. Did the whole combine thing.
Okay.
Got that letter to be invited to Indianapolis and do the combine. And just going up there and seeing all those different coaches that you watch on TV and the different announcers, and just seeing that logo of the different teams and the actual NFL logo, just, man, it just really brightened my eyes to a whole new horizon. And, you know, after that whole draft situation, the combine situation, I went home, finished up my degree.
Okay.
And then.
How important was that to finish up your degree?
Oh, you know, mama ain't playing that.
I'm
not sending you to school. You ain't not finishing up the degree. So, yeah, that was important to her, but it's also important to me because I'm also the first only male to finish college. So that was huge for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so roll around, here comes April. And my agent's telling me that, you know, you had a decent year. You had a great showing. Your numbers and everything look good. Your fastest, I don't know what. So we're looking for you to go into anywhere between third and fifth round. I'm like, cool. What did I do? I invite my whole family over. We barbecuing, meal doing, all that, man. So first day rolls around of NFL draft, and they go up to round 3. I was like, cool. I ain't getting no calls or anything. Second day rolls around. This is when everybody flew in. I'm talking about, I had people from California.
The second day.
Yeah, it's the second day. So, and I didn't get a call until round 7.
Really?
And in between that time, I was really getting frustrated. And I actually had to walk away. Me and my mom went into my old bedroom, my old high school bedroom, and I broke down. I was crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dude, what else do I need to do? Like, I've proven everything that need to be proven. I just want a shot. I want an opportunity.
Right.
Lo and behold, my grandma walked in there. She seen me crying. She prayed for like 2 minutes. Literally, as I went back to sit down in front of the TV,
Raiders.
they called my name. Selected for Oakland Raiders, 7th round. Literally, the roof came off in that house. Everybody yelling, everybody screaming. Probably the most exciting day of my life.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Especially the relief of also just hearing your name, but then also knowing like just the support, the faith that's instilled as well too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just like like the overall support and everything like that. I'm pretty sure like that.
Yeah,
that
I
whole
mean,
house is.
that's the biggest thing for me. Like, yeah, the NFL. Well, making it to the NFL, getting that call was cool, but to have those many people behind me supporting me was everything. You know what I'm saying? So. And then that motivated me, and also the fact that I went so late, that motivated me. Like, okay, yeah, I didn't think I was good enough to be drafted.
Now I'm gonna show you.
7th round.
Yeah.
All right, cool. 5 years later, got my NFL credited seasons, vet, 4K. Different accounts set up for the rest of the life. I'm good. So
wow.
5 years.
And
I know
the fact
some
that
people,
he's just like smoothing that over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
first of all, 5 years is a long time.
5 years is a long time.
Okay.
5 years is a long time.
There's some people who get drafted and basically don't even make it past first season.
NFL stands for not for long.
Damn.
Dead ass. So yeah, the average time that most guys spend in the NFL is 2 now. Yeah, 2. And so for me to have 5 years as a 7th rounder, I mean, that speaks volume to, like you said, my support system, my drive, and just God. Period.
But to say, what kept you like, not so much as just motivated, obviously, you know what I'm saying? I know where the motivation comes from and the drive comes from, but like, just ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you have to endure? What did you have to do extra in order to make sure that you could be able to sustain, 5 years?
Well, I mean, being a late round guy, you have to wake up every day with the mentality somebody's coming after my job. So, every day that I walked in that building, I felt like I was doing an audition. I was always interviewing. So I made sure that every time I touched the field, every time I was in meetings or whatever the case may be, I was at my best. And so the only reason I stopped playing because I had an injury.
Okay, what kind of injury was that?
So it was a grade 3. They called it a grade 3 high ankle sprain, but they was like, it didn't require surgery. But shit, I needed that surgery.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't apply any pressure to it or anything.
Did you end up getting it?
I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't get it because I didn't know any better at the time.
Gotcha.
And I was trying to get back to playing. And this is the time where I was released by the Oakland Raiders. And so I had time to go home and kind of like, rebuild my brand, rebuild who I was. And lo and behold, while I was getting ready to, try to see what team's going to hit me up, I got a call from the Green Bay Packers. This was in 2010. So I went up there and did the workout, but I couldn't finish because of the ankle. 2 months later, they go and win the Super Bowl. So I was like, okay, this NFL thing ain't for me. That kind of like really, really like crushed everything as far as me wanting to pursue and continue playing sports or playing football.
But why didn't you seek like a second opinion or anything like that? It's just more so just knowledge, or just kind of like
just didn't know.
Guidance.
Just knowledge. Knowledge, no guidance really. Just kind of following that athletic mindset. I can do it on my own.
I see.
Like, it's nothing major. If I didn't have surgery, if you're not injured, you're not hurt, then you can play. That's the type of mindset I had. And so my dumb ass, knowing that I need surgery, just wanted to kind of like push through it. And that's the only mistake that I would say that I regret the most, is like not having that surgery and having that full year to recover.
But then at the same time, you didn't really have. You have family support. You have that part, right?
Yeah, but they only know so much.
But they only know but so much, right? Then it takes those who are obviously experienced within your field to kind of help guide as well too. And so I know that from experience as well too, running track. So I can definitely sympathize with you on that. And it's just like, I mean, knowledge is key, you know what I'm saying? But then also that support for those who actually know that, you know what I'm saying? And those who are an expert, especially in that field, and they can't be like, hey, well, this is another alternative. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, but where was you? You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, and that's another thing, just having that circle. My circle was cool, but my like financial and like career circle wasn't as secure as my actual family support circle.
Yeah.
So I had my agent who was telling me, hey, man, we need you ready. So whatever you got to do, da da da. Meanwhile, he's not really understanding, like, this dude needs surgery.
Right.
And then there's, my financial advisor and different other mentors like, hey, man, if you really want to get back to the field, if you really want to get back to this career, you need to do da-da-da. Meanwhile, I needed to be told, dude, you need to chill.
You need to chill. Yeah, it's true,
Get off your feet, man. So take a year. Because you've been, like I said, I've been playing sports since I was knee high, man. Like maybe 9, 10, it's been nonstop. Once football season was over, went straight into basketball. Once basketball season was over, straight into track.
Sport.
It's always going. Yep. So just never took that break.
Season off. Yeah. What position did you play in football?
So in high school, I played wide receiver, free safety, tight end, and running back. So I was pretty much that dude. I can't even cap. Once I went to college, played wide receiver, got drafted to the NFL to play receiver. But when I got to Oakland and talked to Al Davis, RIP to him, he had me playing cornerback, free safety, all on the special teams and receiver. And nobody does that. Literally nobody does that in NFL. He saw something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how much this dude did his research. He told me about my stats in middle school.
Say word.
Dead ass. Like, huh?
When you think somebody's not watching, they watching.
They watching. Say it again. One more time.
You think somebody's not watching, like, they watching, okay?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, it's always been being an athlete, not necessarily being keen on, hey, you play this position is what you are like special. This is what you only can do.
Right.
I've never been like one to limit my mindset to, hey, if you play this position, then that's all you can do. Hell no, I'm trying to get on the field.
Right.
I'm trying to stay on the field.
Yep.
And that's basically what kept me in the NFL for 5 years. Just
and be able to play different positions. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Basically being flexible enough to
absolutely
move and groove. Okay. All right. So, I mean, now that you're out, do you ever really stay connected with, some of your players, some of your teammates?
Yeah, I stay connected with a small group of guys that I, played with and actually competed with. It's nothing to where we meeting up and reading up. We're just always checking on each other.
I see.
And it goes back to that family value. So, hey, I might not see you that much, or I may not, be able to talk to you as much, but just know I care about you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You never know what that person's going through.
Right.
So,
okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And so now you're a big time coach.
Mm-hmm.
don't do that. You're a big time coach. But the thing is, like, okay, again, once those who don't really know you, they automatically will assume you're just a coach for football. But you do it all.
Everything.
Just like how you move on the field, you do it all.
Got to.
That's what's up. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how long you been coaching now?
So I've been coaching for the last 5 years.
How did that come about?
So a good buddy of mine from college, Anthony Harrison, he introduced me to Coach Dunny, who is the head coach and the manager of the B&B company.
Okay.
Sorry, they do off-season training for high schoolers and middle schoolers. And from the first day me and Coach Dunny met, it just instantly clicked. Yeah. And so I started being a part of his coaching staff to where they were doing off-season programs. So I was working with the offensive guys, the wide receivers, running backs, and whatever the case may be. Is
it almost equivalent to like AAU or sense?
Yeah, it's basically AAU.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he took a liking to me, like for real. And he contacted the high school coach the high school I'm at right now, Episcopal, the private school in Bel Air. He contacted the head coach and let him know, like, hey, man, I got this guy who's interested in, coming onto the staff. Won't you guys give him an opportunity? So literally 2 months later, the head coach calls me. He sings nothing but praises. I heard this, that about you. And so he gives me that shot, the opportunity. And from there, man, everything's been growing and continue to grow. So just from that, making that connect with Coach Dunny has opened up so many different doors. So, and it's crazy.
These doors. Let's talk about these doors. What doors we talking about that is open that we can talk about? Yeah,
I mean, there's from those doors, there's sponsorships that I've been able to be blessed to have with Nike or nutritional companies or whatnot. There's different connections at these different colleges now who are starting to look at me and my resume. So That's an opportunity. That's another thing that's in the works.
What would be an ideal? Well, what would be your college that you would want to, like, you know what? If I had my choice, if I had my
choice, I would say LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I couldn't play there, then I guess I'll go back and coach there. Yeah. I'll say LSU. Yeah.
Y'all, I tell you one thing, y'all folks from Louisiana, y'all stick by y'all colleges for real. Don't nobody breaks y'all for nothing.
It's not a game.
Like, not a thing. I would be surprised if you was to say anything else. You know what I mean? So I was like looking at you like, well, I wonder what you was gonna say. But okay. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Been coaching for a while. I'm gonna assume that you love it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's just like, you know, this is, would you say, a passion?
Yeah.
In a sense? Okay.
Well, I would say more so it's who I am.
Okay.
Because it's, at the end of the day, the coach's philosophy, the coach's mindset is all about paying it forward. You're trying to get that person better, and you want that person to succeed. So, I mean, it's basically, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, when it comes, and stating that, right? Because there's a lot of coaches who see it as something else as well too, right? Mm-hmm. I put in, I give in, it's a reflection of me, right? And I need to make sure that they see me. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're going to be a representation of me, you got to make sure you not just do as I say, like almost like military, but in a sense, it's just like, okay, you got to do it like how I would do it.
You got to buy in. Yeah. You got to buy in.
Yeah.
And I mean, you seen it at the gym. The guys I train, my athletes, they come in, you talk to them, they have
hardly
the same
speak.
Mindset. They focus.
They're focused.
Some of them be having that mean face.
They really
like,
do.
Relax.
They really do. They were like, because they probably have the theme song, playing in their head, where it's just like that Rocky moment. They're just like walking in. They're just like, I don't see nobody.
Don't waste an opportunity.
Yeah, at all.
Don't waste an opportunity. Really, it's just having the structure, the mindset, and like living by the words that you got to live by those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I try to do is pass that on to the kids. And luckily, I've been blessed to have 15 kids who have like gone on to play at the collegiate level. A bunch of kids who getting buku scholarships this year right now. I mean, it's it's great. I'm very, very grateful for that, man. I'm grateful for the opportunity because I know those guys are just as hungry as I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to take on a kid who are like going to half-ass. I won't do that.
I'm about to say, have you ever fired a kid?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Even on the team of the high school I'm at, I have to fire kids. I'm like, bro, you can go over there with the other groups. Go over to running backs and DBs. I can't mess with you, bro. Because I need energy. I
know you said that you're a coach at Episcopal, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's a private school.
Correct.
Right? But that's kind of, educate me a little bit, because I was in the DMV area and there's an Episcopal, also private, you know what I'm saying, in Virginia as well too. Are they kind of like all in one the same and just different?
Yeah, it's different, different for different states.
Okay.
It's all the same. They're all
they're known for football religious too, but they was definitely known for track.
Yeah. So the school I'm at, they're pretty well known for the athletics, the education. It's damn near a junior college. If you go to the
I mean, it looked like a whole campus.
Crazy.
Like seriously, no. So that's why I was asking, because I was just like, I remember having to do invitationals and coming down to Jersey, from Jersey to Episcopal in Virginia, and I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, what is this? I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. And what it does is, with that school and that structure, the kids who we do bring in, and that's another thing with the BME group that I do love. Kids who may not get opportunities at their public schools are able to come to our school, get higher education, have opportunities to, get academic scholarships along with athletic scholarships.
Okay.
And just having a high school degree from there is
speaks volume.
Yeah, it speaks volume like crazy.
Now, do you give opportunities for those that are obviously not able to afford a private school as well too? Like, are those opportunities too far-fetched to be grasped?
Not far-fetched at all. Okay. So we do fundraisers, we do scholarships, all that is available. So, I mean, if it's family who is, less fortunate, we try to go above and beyond to, seek different ways to where we can have those kids come in and get that opportunity. So, and you're not paying tuition over there, which is, I ain't gonna say how much it is, but, kids who, have to deal with their parents that have to deal with, the lower income, they don't have to worry about that because, that's taken care of on our end with BME.
Oh, so, okay. Oh, okay. So it almost comes like it's like a partnership. It coincides with each other. If
There
you're
you go.
basically getting, being seen by Coach Holland and his crew. Okay, got it. All right. So let me ask you this. Why coaching and not becoming an agent? It's definitely not the same, but I'm just saying, like, especially with your experience and what it is that you've had to, encounter in regards to
the sports agent world is a crummy world, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And people are money hungry.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather prepare the kids for that rather than be that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather tell them this is what you have to avoid than being that guy to look, I'm the nigga you gotta avoid. You don't want no part of that. Parts of me. Like I understand it's a business at the end of the day, but I'd rather like help a kid be guide. Like I'd rather guide them through the process and tell them what not to do and help them through, the mindset of, okay, which guy do I have to choose? Is he trustworthy? Do I need to, do my research on this? Whatever the case may be. Because I'm saying this because I ain't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
I just went in head first. So everything that I did wrong or that didn't pan out for me, that's my biggest thing is trying to like help those guys understand this is what the process is. Just follow it. And if you don't follow it, it's up to you.
Were you ever approached in the sense where they were like, okay, this might be an opportunity for you to even consider?
I was approached, I want to say a couple of years ago, but
not you.
Can't do it. Nah.
How'd you end up at level 1?
Man,
shout out to level 1.
Shout out to
I get
L1.
to meet like awesome people.
Shout out to L1. How did I end up at level 1? I want to say about maybe 4 years ago, I met Ken at it was another gym location. I want to say it was Red Fitness on the north side.
Okay.
So what we used to do is all collab and have these Friday night lifts or Saturday night lifts or whatever the case may be. And I met Ken and big ass Tay. It's like, okay, who this big swole ass? And Ken was super cool, laid back, kind of had the same interests, same background, football guys. And, one thing led to another. I made my way over to level 1. Fell in love with the place, fell in love with the people. It's one of the dopest locations in Houston. Not only a gym, but it's a vibe. Yeah. For real. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool. And I've been over there for going on 4 years now and been loving every minute of it. And I just really like to sit back and just kind of watch Ken and his brothers and how they grew their business and how they do things. So, I mean, it's cool. Right. And, ultimately, that's kind of what I want to do as far as opening up my own athletic trainers, like sports complex.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, that's what's in the works right now?
It's in the works. Yeah. It's in the works. Yeah.
Something in Houston, or were you looking to do it somewhere?
Yeah. So if anything, it's going to be in the Heights area, so where it's wide open spaces. Ain't nothing over there but wide open spaces. So now
and a lot of townhomes.
Yeah. A lot of townhomes, a lot of vacant lots. We actually did buy a location not too long ago.
Oh, so you're already...
It's not in the works. Oh. It's working.
It's working. Once again, that humble stuff. Yeah. Okay. And all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On that. That's what's up. Is it you and somebody else, or is it?
Me and the BME organization.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Definitely keeping a buck with everybody else. That's what's up.
Gotta keep it a buck.
That's what's up. Okay. So Heights area. Cool. Talking what? Another 2 years less?
I want to say maybe a year from completely being finished.
Okay.
We already have one of the facilities open, but it's for small training that we do on Sundays with our high school guys who come in and train. It's a turf field where there's turf, there weights, there's sports training, whatnot. So, but this summer we're gonna do the turf and start building on the bigger facility where it's kind of your main gym part of it. Okay. But then the turf part's going to be focused on like 10 to 12-year-olds football teams that come out there and have tournaments and whatnot. You got 7-on-7 tournaments and different things that you can host there. So
I heard that that's definitely a lot. Most of the time, that's always being featured a lot more in like the Pearland and outer skirts area for the most part. So that'd be pretty dope to have that come more towards the city for sure.
And it gives those kids in the inner city in those different more accessibility.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, I mean, if they're looking to, is it really just through the school that folks kind of seek for your guidance, expertise, coaching, or do you get drop-ins? I mean, I see you at level 1 and stuff like that, but again, these are kids that you're bringing in, right?
Right.
Do you ever get contacted for like, I don't know, maybe?
See, the beautiful thing about coaching is word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're good at your job, which, I'm not going to be one to say that I am, but hey, I do what I do, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do. I just be chilling, man. I just, I try to do everything that, or train them in the way that I was trained.
Give you like Nino vibes, don't he? Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Not the Nino vibes. Nah. And it's just word of mouth, and guys who actually go to college, they come back and bring their friends, and then, of course, social media, that's big. Mm-hmm. And so through social media, just different platforms. But the main thing is just word of mouth. People seeing that your actual product and what's being put on the field work. So,
true. Okay. All right. So do you ever cap out? Like, hey, I'm done for this.
Listen, my training is just like sports season. I train during the summer. I train during, spring, summer, and fall. I take a break because I'm actually coaching. Winter, I kind of start back training a little bit for guys who are in basketball season or who's getting ready for track. Mm-hmm. But then March and April, I ain't trying to see none of y'all.
I asked that as well because, I mean, once again, congratulations. I know I already did, but for the most part, I wanted to congratulate you on camera. You got a new blessing in the world as well, too.
Little Juju, little Julian, man. He was born January 24th, man. So new addition to the family, blessed to have him.
Right.
And so that is a blessing, and it's time.
And that's the reason why I asked you what I asked you, because of balancing. Like, how are you able to balance all of?
You got to find a way. You got to figure out a way. There's 24 hours in a day. You got to figure out how to get 25.
Jeez. Math ain't mathing right now. But
mathing right
now. All right. I mean, but is this somebody that you're looking to groom to be like a player as well too? Like, you know how dads are?
No, I'm not gonna be that guy.
Sports dads.
I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna let the kiddos choose their own path. I can't be that guy who's like overbearing. Can't do it, won't do it. No. Now, if they're interested in, football or track or basketball, which things I play, then I'm kind of like push them there a little bit and help guide them. But it's nothing that's gonna be like beating down their back or like throat. Like, hey, you gotta do this shit right here. Like, nah, I can't do that. Because you want kids to be kids at the end of the day and make their own decisions.
True. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I know like when you were growing up, I mean, you were basically staying in a small town and you were, always outside and stuff like that. But was your dad like influential in you being?
Man, my daddy didn't play no sports.
For real?
None. My mom didn't play any sports at all.
Did your sister play sports?
Yeah, she was a cheerleader, played basketball, but nothing to the extent to like she was be considered like a serious athlete. She was smart though. Like academics out the world. But my cousins, my uncles, they really inspired me to like pursue the sport thing.
Okay.
Because I was just having fun out there.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think that, I could be that good or be paid the way to something else. But, lo and behold, I just kept doing it and kept improving on my skills. And, here we are today.
Mental check. Where you at?
Mental check.
How you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Really good. Yeah. It took me a while to get here, though.
Okay.
Because once I was done playing football, I went through 2 years of being depressed. Like, depression is crazy.
A lot.
Yeah. And
the fact that you recognize it, like how quick were you able to recognize that that's what it was? You know what I'm saying? And accept it. And then
it took me going home to live with my parents for 6 months to like really understand that. Like when I initially was done playing, it didn't hit me then. It's like I'm gonna get more opportunities. And then when I moved home and just being there with my mom.
After the Green Bay?
Yeah, this is after the Green Bay situation. And just being around my mom every day and seeing my dad still get up and go to work. Because he didn't want for nothing. Even when I made it to the NFL, he didn't want nothing. Mm-hmm. My parents have never been the one like, hey, we all made it because you made it.
Right, because you made it, yeah.
I still got my own thing. And so just seeing him still get up and go get it and grind, and I'm sitting here can't really necessarily do anything about it, or I want to do something about it, but the ankle situation, you know, it hit home. Like it broke my heart, broke me mentally. Like for real. I almost committed suicide. Like over it. Yeah, because I was that much honed into it. And so it took that break of being there with a caring mom, a caring sister, a caring dad, and my grandmother to like come in and like, okay, there's something seriously going on.
Right.
Like we got to break this. We got to figure out what's going on because there's more to you than this football shit.
Football.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
And I think that's what ends up happening. I mean, granted, it's always a support system, I think, that can really, really help one get out of any darkness, any trial or tribulation. But at the same time, if it's not a positive factor, it could definitely be a negative aspect as well too. You know what I mean? So I definitely can see that. And so like what work outside of like, you know, the support, what work internally, physically and mentally did you have to do in order to get yourself out of that situation?
I had to work from the inside out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to break down my own barriers in my head and in my heart and like let it go. Just a lot of praying, just a lot of like self-reflecting and you know, just
people
self-encouraging,
on that,
bro.
For real,
like
because
for real.
they be thinking it's mad cliche to say
that shit ain't cliche. That's real. Like you gotta wake up and tell yourself, today is the day. I'm gonna make a difference. I'm gonna be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't hold on to things that I, you know, can't control. Control what you can. And I wanted to make sure that I control my own narrative.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know. Just because I was done playing football doesn't mean that, you know, I was done in life, you know. And so I was like, what can I do? And like, what more can I give besides actual sports? And so that started registering to me. And then I started thinking about, okay, so what if I start mentoring the youth? What's why I start, you know, going and branching out to different communities, just, you know, reaching out to doing different things. And so end up being certified life coach, youth coach, and then that actually carried over to being a coach. And so, yeah, that whole process was ugly, but I needed to go through it. We'll look at it.
To get to where you are. Look at that. Oh,
yeah.
Yes, right. But okay.
Girl, he a boy.
What? I can't help it. All right. So what's next? What's next for Coach Holland? Let's talk about this HB, that big old HB that's on your jacket right now, because you know you're spotting it. First of all, I like it.
Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Colors is fly as well too.
I do what I
wear
do.
medium, so
medium.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, once I got into training, I actually wanted to not just have a logo or a brand. I wanted something that meant something that had a background to it. And so when people think hard body, just think, oh, he's like, you know, physically fit, he looks good, and it's hard times. It's what can you get through? Like how, if you're being tested, can you get through this? So can you break down that? Are you a hard body? Are you, you know what I'm saying? Are you built for this?
Built different.
Or you got to be built different. And that's, you already know, that's the logo and that's the slogan. So you got to be built different. And so, yeah, I mean, I got into fitness training and it was just, you know, kind of your basic, you know, catering to, you know, your normal 9-to-5 people.
Nice
and
lifestyle
then,
clients. Yeah.
And so after that, I was like, okay, I really wanted to hone in on athletic training. So I studied and got my kinesiology certification. And so after that, I was like, okay, so now I need to really hone in on being more athletically inclined because I want to train those guys.
Yeah.
I want to train those guys who went through the grind, who are going through the grind that I went through. And I want to show them.
Well, too, because I mean, obviously that's just like
it just goes hand in hand.
It really does.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
How important is it to know your niche and just really stick with it, though?
Listen, if you don't figure out your niche, you don't know your niche, you're going to be running circles.
Yeah. And burning
like
out.
Endless circles and burn out. You can't be somebody who's a man of many hats because you can't wear them shits all day. You got to be good at something. And stick to
Gemini, though. Gems are different.
I know you Geminis, bro.
I literally will put it to the side like this. Anyway, go ahead.
You can wear the same hat, but just, you know, different ways. You wear it forward, backwards, sideways. It's really up to you.
Yeah.
Basically, you know, you got to tweak your tweak your method. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. Okay, so now that's basically your specialty. That's what you can say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where can they find you?
They can find me at, of course, the gym, level 1, social media, HB_athletics_athletic training. That's on all platforms. So you guys follow me, hit me up if you're interested in training yourself. If you have some youth that you want to start training, baseball, football, track, whatever the case may be, I got them.
You do lacrosse too?
Do lacrosse.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay. Rugby?
No, I don't do no rugby.
Why?
I'm kidding.
Okay, that's what's up. All right. What advice would you give to, let's start with the youth. That little kid that's basically trying to get to where you are. Remotely even tap into what it is that you've already endured. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them? That pretty much also sees it far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't have the support system that you have. And so now they're just like, but I know this is what I want. And I know I'm skilled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just probably need somebody to guide me a little bit better. What advice would you give that one individual?
I mean, the first advice I would tell them, man, be young, be a kid. You don't rush anything. You can't rush anything. You know what I'm saying?
You feeling like time is not
Yeah, I mean, because you got some parents out here who start their kids at like 9, 10 years old on like some extreme like one-on-one training or like private sessions. And dude, let this kid be a kid, bro. Like if he's gonna be good at something, he's gonna be good. But like he already has a skill set. We can work our way to, that to where it's like a more structured schedule to where he has this one-on-one coach to, once we see the kid's good, then we can hone in on that to where his muscle and memory, mental capacity is able to handle all that.
Yeah.
Right now, he don't know that he can't even tie his damn shoes.
Isolated.
Like, you tripping.
Real.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be the first advice, just give it time, be young, be you. And, if there's a dream that you want to pursue, follow it and just have the right people around you.
Yeah.
You got to have the right circle for sure.
And then what advice would you give that athlete that's currently in a situation where he's probably contracted, college, pro, you know what I mean? Probably going through an injury right now, trying to get back on the field, trying to get back on the court, trying to get back in their respective field. And they really just don't know, like, what it is that they got to do to, I don't know, push. You know what I mean?
First
mental
thing
barriers, all that.
It's that circle. Who's surrounding you? Like, who do you have around you? You got to make sure, you got to check that and see if that's good for your mental,
right?
As well as your career. If it's something that you're really not necessarily good at, or you don't necessarily got a future in the NFL, then that circle needs to tell you, like, hey, bro, we might need to start pursuing something else. Or, there is also where you just have to hit that. You got to hit the ground running every day. If it's something you really want to do,
yeah,
bro, it's a hustle. This shit ain't easy. Anything that is given, I don't want that shit.
Right.
Because there's nobody who made it to the NFL, they got handouts. It was none of that. So I know they got social media nowadays that like to rush things and make it look like it's easy, but nah, that grind is real.
Yeah.
You got to accept that grind and you got to go get it. So that would be my advice to them is make sure your circle's good and just work. Don't be out work. Be out work harder than you did yesterday. Control the things that you can, and let everything else take care of itself.
Stamped, just like that. Well, Coach, I appreciate you for coming through. I thank you. Just know I will be calling you back because we got some panels coming up that you're gonna be sitting through and whatnot. But yeah, I appreciate you. And yeah, like I look forward to seeing the growth, man, and the heights. Yeah, we let them be in there.
I appreciate you coming, man. Appreciate you taking the time out for this. I appreciate it. Everything that you've been doing, everything that you have been doing, the person that you are, and I'm glad you finally got off your ass and did this.
Oh my God, don't do me like that.
I've been telling her, bro. I've been telling her.
No, but yeah, I appreciate you for sure. Y'all. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. Listen, y'all asked for this merch. I finally got it. www.themusclehustlepodcast. Make sure to add the themusclehustlepodcast.com. Got your merch. If you was at Ebony Fit, you seen what we had.
Fine.
Everything on. We added more colors. Summer's about to drop. So, we got that, highlighter stuff going on as well, too. We're going to drop those as well, too. But yeah, y'all get this merch, okay? And then also make sure to subscribe. YouTube. I need them clicks, y'all, all right? Audio, streaming on all platforms. Coach Holland, y'all. And we out.